Welcome, good people. Welcome to Peep Game TV presents live at 5. I'm your man SRD with my main man 100 grand, Big Muzz.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
As always, we are here to uplift humanity, starting with one person at a time, dealing with the issues that faces us and the problems that faces us individually, because we all are one. So we look at it in that manner. Once we start to change ourselves, we begin to change humanity. Once we begin to uplift ourselves, we begin to uplift humanity. So we start with one individual at a time, one problem and one solution and situation at a time. And we've been starting with relationships. We've been speaking on how relationships play a part, because in order to uplift humanity, it's definitely going to be about relationships, be it with relationships with your siblings, with your parents, with your children, with your significant other, with your business partners. Life is all about relationships and how we build those relationships. And also, it's about our behavior. That's the other key point. I want to go in. You had mentioned something. You had mentioned something yesterday when you were saying that we need to be able to take the harshness. People gonna be harsh, and we have to be able to kind of deal with that in a certain aspect. And you also said that words are not that important. You know what I'm saying? Because how it's how you allow them to affect you mentally. Am I right?
Right.
Okay. So I mean, and I thought about that. After we got off of air, and I thought about what what I actually hear individuals saying. And this both men and women saying to me. Now, I want to pose something to you, and and I'm going to use some words, and you tell me, basically how would you take it? Now, you home, you chilling, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you just getting home from work. You just getting home from work, come in, your lady meets you, you know what I'm saying? And you got it, and I want you to be, I want it to be in a manner where it's like, okay, we got to come out of ourselves for a minute. You know what I mean? We got to kind of
Right.
try to have
A normal reaction. Yeah, I understand.
Right. We got to have empathy for the upcoming generation. So
Right.
you come in as soon as you get in, you may say, look, where there's no dinner on the table, and you greet it with this. You bitch ass nigga, you get your own dinner. Bitch ass nigga, then how do you respond to that?
I only can respond to how I'm leaving the home. Or you got to know the condition of the woman, because like something harsh like that, where it's coming from, what surrounding you is, because that's not a regular activity. So it has to be something maybe that's the way we communicate. We dissing each other from this morning. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to put myself if it's coming like that, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's coming like that, is it out of the blue, or do I expect it? Do I expect this from her? You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's coming out of the blue and be like, I know it won't be like, if it's that harsh, like, no, bitch ass nigga, you get your own dinner. Then I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like, what's up with you? First, I know I'm gonna respond, be like, yo, what you on? Like, what you
Right.
playing? You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying? Are you serious right
Right.
now?
Right.
You know, so that's gonna be my response without me coming out of my regular character, and I'm gonna think about it and be like, oh, okay, she on some shit. But if it was regular and I'm just coming home and I'll be like, yo, anything to eat, like what we eat, and then be like, yo, you find your own food, nigga, like, get it yourself, like, why you asking? So then I'm gonna be like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, why you coming at me like that? I just came home from work. So I'm
Right.
gonna, of course, try to explain myself so she can understand where I'm coming from to see what level she on. You know what I'm saying? And particularly, like, if she don't respond, I'm gonna say F you then. The hell with you then. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
normal reaction is gonna be going right back at her, like, well, the hell with you. I'll get my own shit. I don't even gotta get it here. And that's how the controversy starts. You feel me? And
Right.
that's basically what we be rolling into.
And I brought that up for that reason exactly because it sometimes, as you say, in some cases, it may be the way you normally talk to each other, or it just may be something that you accept. It may not be something you actually like, but
Right.
it's something you actually accept because of your love for the woman or your love for the person. But at this point, we're using the woman. It will be your love for the woman that you accept that behavior. And by accepting that behavior, what it does is allows her to continue that behavior because it's not addressed. It's not addressed in a manner where, like you did say, hold up, what you on? You know what I mean? What you on? Like, where did that come from? And depending on her response after that would determine whether the whole thing escalate or whether it just die down. You know, as you said, if she say, look, I was just joking, I was just playing, okay, it'll die down. But if she comes with some more, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
see,
talking
this
to you.
this this is
Yeah,
why
yeah.
this is so important. It's very, very important, and we have to understand this, man. As a people, we have to understand, like, the unbalance of things. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta understand, like, or when you at sitting at a traffic light, you feel me, and something hits you, do you let go of the wheel? Do you stay on the brake? How do you respond to the sudden impact? You know what I'm saying? If you driving fast down the road and you hydroplane, like, how do you handle the car when it's spinning? It's like, how do you react? And these are the life experiences that get thrown at us. When we in relationships, we get things thrown at us. When we just in regular daily life, we get things thrown at us. And we have to start knowing how to apply a response to that, knowing how to accept it and deliver it back. And that takes it's something that you just can't do. It's something that you have to practice and you have to learn, and you have to know how to focus and trigger that and put that aim that in the right direction when when you come upon things like that. If I come home and things is off balance and I'm off balance, you know what I'm saying? How do we create that balance? Sometimes it's like, well, let me walk away because there ain't gonna be no balance right now.
Right,
So you gotta know, and you should know that upon a situation you in, knowing the individuals that you're dealing with. And sometimes you're right. You said, like, you know, maybe it's something do I accept. Maybe you accept it because you don't know how to go about responding to it. So now you have to accept that because you don't know how to respond to it. So to that other person, it seems like I could talk to you this way because you don't say nothing.
right.
It might don't be now, it's a habit. It's not an intentional to degrade you or to make you feel no type of way. It's just the slang that we using. And like we said, wordplay is very, very heavy. So I could be saying, I ain't mean none of that, but you could be like, yo, I took it that way. I took it that way. So
Absolutely.
we have to know how do I express myself, like to say, I know you may be playing, and if you're not, this doesn't sit well with me. You feel me? I ain't on it. Oh, you ain't on it. And you can't even play with you. You a little soft. You like, nah, that doesn't have
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
to do
Then
with
then 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 it comes out again. You're all
right.
sensitive like a bitch.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
But
it comes
see,
out again.
you got to know how to get that level of respect. That's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because and most times a person will be like, well, how you feel like this, and start calling that person out the name. And like, how you feel about that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they be like, oh, I was playing. Now you serious. See? The tables turn. Because once you touch on those emotions, no, everybody just want to defend their own emotions. They don't want to defend or accept your defense when it comes to their emotion and they're hurting your emotion. So it's like, yo, I'm just playing with him. I was just talking to him, but he gets like that. So that's why I don't say nothing to him. There's no balance. You know what I'm saying? There's no balance. And we gotta it's something that we have to practice and we got to learn. We're paying so much attention to everything else, man, and we have to get these these necessary little elements into our lives so we could deal and cope with a lot of things that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, let
Yeah.
me give you an example, for instance, you
Go
don't
ahead.
mind.
Go ahead.
Let's say we in the street, right? And it's a street code, right? It's a street code. Everybody listening, listen, it's a street code. You know what I'm saying? What's the difference between witnessing something and snitching? What's the difference? So we on a block. We in our neighborhood. This our neighborhood.
Right.
Something's occur in our neighborhood and take out an individual that we all fond of.
Right.
We all fond of. And we witness a nonsense act take place. We witness that.
Something brutal. With
It
yeah.
do we now do we witness that, or do we look at that, and if we say something, is we snitching, or do we witness an act that happened on an individual that ain't had nothing, that was nonsense? Where do we give the right to the family because of wordplay? So if I witness something and I say something, I'll be like, yo, man, this dude, yo, he did this and he ain't did nothing. Oh, you snitching. No, I'm a witness, nigga. How I'm snitching. Now, what's the difference between if you if you're if you two commit a crime together and you both in cahoots together with this crime and something happens, you're not a witness. That's different when
Right.
you're snitching on something. You understand?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We get the we put the different definition with our emotions with what's right. So if I come in the house and I say, yo, is there anything to eat, or you ain't cooking, you just sitting here? Now I gotta be like, okay, she just sitting here. Do I just say, yo, you ain't do nothing all day, you ain't cook, you just sitting your ass around, you ain't doing nothing, and I'm coming home and I got, yo, get it your goddamn self. Get it yourself. Okay, now this wordplay is like, yo, now where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? Or is it like, do I come in and be like, she probably was busy all day? You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
she going through something, she ain't delivering that. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta
Absolutely.
take it. I gotta see what's up with it. So I'm even though I'm going, you ain't cooked nothing, you ain't did nothing, and she be like, yo, get it yourself. Boom. Now I'm like, okay, like what's wrong with her? Now I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, what's the problem? What went on today? Or I go, damn, you don't never do nothing, and I go out. So we gotta look at all the situations of how we view wordplay, how we view information, how we take it in to know how to respond and what's the difference between it. You know what I'm saying? What's the harsh difference between it? Because if I seen something happen to your family member, I know you, and I seen something happen to your family member, and I say, yo, this what happened. This nigga did this, he did this. Now I'm a snitch, or to you, or you be like, yo, thanks, man, because they ain't know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It,
Absolutely. I mean,
it,
you're
if I
informing
tell
me
you that,
in that sense. You're informing me, and like you said, the misconception about snitching compared to being able to uh, accurately speak about something is okay, when we're doing it together, if I gave you the gun to shoot the person, now I'm a part of it. You
Exactly.
know, I gave you the gun. Plus, not only did I give you the gun, I gave you affirmation. Yo, that nigga been messing with your girl. You need to
Right.
take him out.
Exactly. You down with it.
Now I'm a part of it.
Right.
So if I say anything else, I'm the one who put it in motion, basically. And that's what we have to. That's what you know. The younger generation have to start looking. It's going to benefit us, and it's going to benefit the younger generation to start looking at it from that angle. Because what I believe is happening out there in the streets is okay. You got your homeboy get murked by somebody else. Now, your first, there's emotions. Now, the first emotion is you don't believe it. One of the 5 stages is denial.
Denial. Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You deny it. Nah, it ain't happened. They ain't smoke my nigga like that. No, they ain't do
Right.
that to my nigga. Now you end up coming to a thing where, okay, that next stage is
The
now it's
anger.
anger.
Right.
Now
The anger.
with the
Right.
anger. Now when that anger kicks in, you want revenge.
Right.
And now when you get the revenge, what happens is now you put somebody else through that same type of emotion. And this is what's happening with, our culture where we having individuals, we perpetuating the 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 murder, the mayhem. We perpetuating the mayhem and the self the selfishness when it comes to not being concerned about how somebody else is going to feel. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, we call it words, but because we are energy, we're speaking vibrations. It's coming
Exactly.
in as a vibration.
Right.
So, depending on your tone and the type of words you use, it's going to affect your vibration, which going to affect how you feel about a situation. So, it's going to benefit us in the long run in our culturally, to learn how to utilize words in a manner that de-escalate situations and bring about more healthier, productive outcomes. As we were saying, when you come in the house and if you're greeted with a negative vibration, most times automatically you're going to come back with a negative vibration rather than saying, oh, let me examine what caused that.
Where it's coming from.
What
Right.
yeah, what caused that? Was that from how we left it this morning? We was angry at each other, or was it something other than that? And once we, start getting to a point where we able to start communicating our emotions on a higher level, then we'll start being able to de-escalate a lot of situations before they get to the point where it's out of control. That's why I was saying yesterday, like, if a person get angry, once we start training ourselves, no, we can't stop ourselves from getting angry. But what we can do is train ourselves how far we're gonna let anger take us. You dig? Because
Right.
you know how when we was in the street, it wasn't that I didn't get angry at individuals. It was like I controlled it to an extent of, hold up, I'm only gonna take it here if I have to. So my
Right.
first goal is de-escalate the situation. A lot of times Tashawn, you always say, look, why you let the Joker talk to you like that? But at the end of the day, he's just running his mouth. But when I see that it comes to a point where it's beyond that, where it becomes disrespectful and it has to be checked, you have to check it. But we have to determine how we gonna check it. It's back then, we punch a joke in the mouth. After that, look, put your hands up. You want to talk, put your hands up. Now it's a
Right.
bit
See,
different.
a lot of people try to tell you, or they try to convince us that, oh, those days are over. Those days are not over. You know what I'm
No,
saying? The
no.
days are not being applied because they're not being, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it, and they're only showing the negative part of the aspect, which when it comes, this is why I spoke on that, because we know wordplay is very, very heavy. You know, it is very heavy. So when a person is coming at you and you respond, and that's why I said, all right, what if it's a witness and then it's a snitch? What is the difference? Do people know the difference? When you speak of the street, the code of the street, do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between when a brother get caught up in something, like, say for instance, he committed a crime, you don't know what the crime he did, 5-0 run down on him, he resists, and in the heat of being resistant after the crime he committed, altercations happen, he might lose his life, you feel me? Is that the same as 5-0 rolling up on somebody, beat them down, shoot them down for totally nothing? Is it the same scenario? No, it's not. It's not the same. But what happens is we be so blinded, we don't know what to stand for, and we don't know how to stand for things. We don't gotta accept that they do that, but we gotta know how to stand up against them while that is being done. Be- Um, 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 too much force that's being applied on an individual. We got to know what to stand for and how to stand up to that. We can't put everything in one category and just say, oh, everything is bad to us. We then, because look at this, we can say 5-0 could come in the neighborhood, right, and actually snatch niggas up off the block, beat them up, shoot them, and kill them, right? And we protesting and we saying we can't take it no more. But yet the same individuals can be on our block and do the same thing to some innocent one, or innocent one can get victimized by the same action that's taking place. And we say, well, it's the code, we can't say nothing. So we have to know that the wordplay in-house, out the house, in the street, everything. We got to start acknowledging the frequencies that they putting out to us, and what we're accepting, and we contradiction our own thoughts and our own actions because we're not understanding the frequency that we on, or the vibrations that they sending us. And we thinking everything is like this. If I come into the house and she talk to you like this, or if he talk to you that don't take that, you're not getting to the root of the situation, why talk is being like that. How long did you accept that? How long is this person in habit of the of announcing themselves like that? Did you accept this in the beginning and now you're tired of it and you want it to stop? How do you go about that, changing that person's habit from doing that? You know what I'm saying? Is it just towards you? Is there a lot of tension there? How do you resolve that tension? How do you, like you said, how do you come together to make this, instead of it being an unbalanced conversation, to be a conversation that can apply to both of y'all, so y'all can have some type of balance? And the same thing in the street. How do you approach, or how do you accept the things that's going on in the street when you dictate, I mean, you contradicting what you're saying? So I could watch the innocent do this, and I could watch the bad do this, and I can accept it. But then when another ethnic of people come in and do this to my culture, I say this is bad. But yet I accept this every day from my own culture, from my own people. I accept
And,
it
and,
every
and
day.
that's the key point. As a culture, it's going to benefit us to start setting boundaries and certain things that many of us have found acceptable. It's going to benefit us to start making those things unacceptable. Be- Behavior is learned. So if behavior is learned, it can be unlearned. And it's learned because at the end of the day, if you commit bad behavior and you're rewarded, there's no incentive or no reason for you to change it because
Right.
you're being rewarded. And it starts as early as when children are, you know, 3, 4 years old. When you say to a child, look, don't touch that, and the child go, you know what I mean? Eh. Or you tell the child don't touch it, and the child walks away, say shit, and you laugh. And you laugh at the child. You say shit. Now you just co-sign bad behavior. You
Right.
just
Exactly.
co-sign a mentality that is being instilled in the child that he's gonna take in the streets or he's gonna take to school. And for us to bring our culture up to a higher stage of humanity, those are tasks that we're going to be tasked with working on and rectifying, because at the end of the day, we as a culture, we're doing well in a lot of areas. We're doing really well in a lot of areas, and the bad part is it is not being shown, like you said. What's being magnified is the areas that we're weak on. So with the old saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link. Now, our duty and our goal is to start strengthening the weaker links. And once we start strengthening the weaker links, we become more stronger as a community. And certain things that's happening now that we allow to happen, we'll stop allowing it to happen. Not just with our own culture, with other people from other cultures. Once we start accepting certain behaviors and certain mindsets, it it's just a spiral. It's just like a snowball effect. It just start getting worse and worse and worse until the point where everything becomes out of control. Now it's about regaining control of ourselves first. Once we able to start taking the accountability for what goes wrong in our lives, because many individuals have a tendency to point the finger at someone else when something go wrong in their life that they were able to take care of or navigate, or just a bad decision got them there. And as a culture, it's going to benefit us to realize that it's no longer acceptable or is not productive or beneficial to the whole. And you know, I watched Bob Marley, the Bob Marley movie, and the Rastas, and
Right.
he said, I and I and I means I and I, where we're getting past that me stuff. My me, we I and I. We look at like we used to say,
Right. Equal.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah, Y equals self. You know what I mean? So
Right.
what we are to each other is we each other's mirrors. And that's the thing. When we start looking at each other as a mirror of a reflection of, okay, if I
Of
see,
self.
if I,
Right.
right now it start changing. It start changing how we feel about each other, for one, how we think about each other, for two, and then how we even interact with each other. So all three of those parts are important. How we feel, how we think determines how we're going to react. So once we get to that point, get back to that point, or reestablish what has been missing, or what has been tossed aside or misconstrued, because we are aware that we have tremendous power individually. We know that, we, like you said, it's people doing great. We have a lot of individuals who are millionaires, billionaires. However, what happens is at the end of the day, even if we got a billionaire and the government comes after the billionaire, what are we able to do as the people? Unlike, that's when we even got to be able to look at it in that aspect too. There should not be a case where a person feels alone when they're being attacked unjustly.
By America.
Right, right, right. And far too many times our relationship with America has spilt over in how we deal with each other. Because America has been so disrespectful to us as as what we call ourselves black people, as our uh, identity, or our ethnicity, so to say, as black, where it has caused us to treat each other the same way that we've been treated by others, and it's not beneficial.
That's because we gotta stop. What we do is we think the negativity is the success in this life. That's what we think. We street minded. So we taking the streets and we turning them into something that they really not, and we're making it in. That hood shit, bro. Know why I don't like the hood? No, know why I don't like calling it the hood?
Took neighbor out of it.
Yeah, and you know what? Because I seen the difference between what we used to classify as a ghetto. Totally different, and here go wordplay again.
Right.
When you speak on the ghetto and you talk about the ghetto, you speak on black families, black teens growing up, striving to try to do something right. You understand? Of course, you got a pack where it's going to be some negativity. But in that negativity in the ghetto, we knew how to handle that. And we handled it abroad. You understand? We didn't allow something to take place without saying something. Nigga, you ain't that big that you could just house the whole block like that. You ain't that big. We ain't that much of a coward to let one nigga or two niggas say something and run the whole place. It ain't like that. And we had to have a code. We had a code on our block. You feel me?
Right.
But that code wasn't to oppress people. It wasn't to oppress people. It protected the neighborhood. And as a matter of fact, niggas wanted to come to that block because they knew our code about that block. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't to oppress nothing. And we ain't allow people to get oppressed. We'll chase the nigga down the street and correct them, bring them back. Like, yo, man, you can't do this. You feel me?
Yeah.
But we don't have that. We think negativity is the power structure. We think negativity is the answer. We think negativity make us look like we got it or we about something. Nah, that's not it. And we got to start letting these niggas know, these young people, they got to start, I get come some. They got to start, they got to start being aware that that's not it, bro. That's not it. And we got examples to try to show them that that's it. That's why when you say we have a billionaire, we have some people doing okay, we have some deep people doing okay. It's okay if we got groups of people. We still have to have a group of people knowing what's the difference between right and wrong in our streets and our neighborhood.
Right. Right.
We can't
What's
accept
productive and
that.
what's non-productive at the end of
Right,
the
we
day.
can't accept a lifestyle from a movie and thinking like we this and we that. That's not it, bro. We're in it anyway. Where are you going with this? What are you achieving with this? How and this we have to remind them. If you start mimicking something, you start bringing that into the existence. You start acting like that. You're forming your tomorrow. You making your next day. Inshallah, you live, you making your blueprint by your actions that you take, by your decisions that you make. You making your blueprint. You put your footstep. You know what I'm saying? Every step you take and what you do, you got to start making decisions. These young people, they got to start making decisions to take them from point A to Z. You understand? They going from A and no going nowhere. They just staying in one spot, thinking that if they indulge and then this pisses me off. Oh, it's like that. It's only like that because we make it like that, nigga.
We allow
That's how we make it.
no
So now our hood is like
they
a hood that I got to
they
carry in the neighborhood
right.
that I only see my own people with, and I gotta pack something, bro. Because my own people coming down the street. So I gotta prove to them that nigga, nobody's backing down right now. So I gotta
So
prove to this negativity, bro.
so
And that's
let's
the
think
problem we have, man.
let's think about what you said. All right. And you know my perspective when, like I take black as a description. I said ethnicity because you and I went back and forth with it, on many occasions. Now, the thing is, as a black person, you have to walk down the street with the stick, a gun, because you're afraid of another black person. So where's the logic in that? And then you screaming out black power and I love black and all this. Come on. That's what you were saying. That's a contradiction all the way around. Because
That don't mean that
at the
don't
end
mean I
of
don't love black, bro.
listen,
Just
listen, listen,
because an individual
listen,
action don't define who we are, bro. That don't define who we are, bro.
hold up. I let you talk, bro. I let you
Right,
talk.
yeah, but you're
I let
saying
you get,
something that ain't
listen,
valid.
don't get emotional with this.
I'm
Don't
not
get
getting
emotional.
emotional. I'm correcting you
You
on what you're
no,
saying, bro.
no, I no, you're assuming what I said because you're interrupting me prior to me finishing my complete
All
thought,
right, finish what you're saying, then I can interrupt.
which often happens is why jokers shoot each other. Or you know what I mean? Because they jump in before a person finished the complete thought. I told you, I love black people. The word is a word. And because I know that my people love the word, I love them. So it's never about separation or separating them from being black. I'm making a point to you, and you going saying I
I
don't
don't
love
think your
black
point.
people.
I don't,
But
bro.
the
I
point
still don't
is,
agree with your point because what you're
as
saying,
black
this
people,
what you
as
connecting this to.
what
You're saying this what gets me with you, bro.
what
You
what
keep saying we love black, the word black, bro. You out of touch, bro. That shows that you out of
what?
touch because you
No,
thinking,
what did?
no,
Hold up,
this
you
what you
missed the
thinking, and
whole
this is what you
point.
just said.
No,
You
you
just said
missed the whole.
we love the
Listen,
word
you
black.
missed the whole point. You missed the
You
whole
just
point.
said it, bro.
The point. No, you missed the whole point.
What's the point?
The point is, if we love black and we love being black people, why, when we're in the streets, or we don't love it enough to not hurt each other? This is what I'm
All right,
saying.
let me ask you this, bro. I want your honest opinion, bro. You think if you called yourself something else, you won't still have that attitude? That's what you think?
I know that. I
You know
know
that.
that. I know
Okay.
based on, listen, and let me tell you why I know. I
Why?
know based on my perspective, and once the information came, I always knew that we were more than black.
I ain't
Always,
saying that,
you
bro.
know that
That
too.
you're onto something else. I ain't
No,
say that, bro.
yeah,
I'm
but
telling you. Oh, so you think if we
let
called
me
if we
let
called
me
ourselves something else, we ain't gonna have no crime with each other?
hold up. Let
That's
me
what my point is.
listen,
That's what I'm asking you.
listen what I'm saying to you. You already know. Just like bitch, nigga, hoe, slut, all of that, that's tied to something. That's tied to some type of negative connotation. It's tied to something. So
Bro, this is the whole
you
thing
can,
about wordplay, bro.
but okay,
This is how you accept it.
okay,
It
so
affects you.
okay, so you bitch ass nigga, you accept that and you say, I accept that.
I
That's
ain't
who I am.
you just cause you said it don't mean I accept it, I
Okay, so but the point is it still has a negative connotation. Whether let me retract
black
for a minute.
doesn't are my
Hold up.
black people, bro,
Listen what I'm
doesn't have a
saying.
negative
Listen,
like you saying, bro. Like
stop being defensive.
you trying to
Listen,
tie black
stop
into
being,
negativity,
listen.
and I ain't letting
No,
you do that.
stop being defensive. Stop being
That's what you're
defensive
doing,
on
bro.
it.
I gotta
I'm
defend the
not.
people, bro.
Hold up. What you're not listening to is at the end of the day, I'm not tying it to shit. The white people and other people tied to that.
No,
Black has
look,
been
listen.
tied to
Let me tell
what?
you something. What you doing?
What has black been
When you
tied
played the
to?
piece about the what? When you played the piece about the woman and she was talking about wordplay and we was talking about weekend. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to act like you could come up with a word of a people, right? That's applied to a people after a people, right? And you want to apply it to a people and say we this, and like
Okay,
that's gonna stop. Now that's
no,
not gonna stop the action.
it's
You
not
not
a.
you
It's
you
not.
think you
I
think if
never
you
said
call
it. Hold
yourself
up. Hold
something
up.
that's
I
gonna
never
stop the
said.
action. This is what I'm
Listen.
asking you.
Listen.
This is
I
what I
never.
asked you.
What?
I
What?
said, if you do you
Okay.
think
What I
if
did.
you didn't call yourself black, that all
Listen.
that negativity gonna
Listen.
stop?
Listen. Listen to me. First of all, with me acknowledging that I'm more than black, I don't have the same attitude towards white people as I used to have. When I was acknowledging myself as black and I felt like that was all I had, I kind of had a hatred for white people.
That
You
was
know what I'm
you.
saying? So and hold up. Don't say just me.
That
You
was you. I
most of the conversations is about black and white. What white people do to us, how white people treat us. Most of you get on the internet. You get on the internet. Some of them people who get millions of views is talking about what black and white people do. And don't tell me that's
systemly,
not true. Okay?
systemly, bro,
Okay. So
systemly, bro.
okay. So at the end of
Systemly,
system,
bro. Because we
okay,
all doing the same thing to each other, bro. So we
okay.
can't point a finger
We all
about white
doing the
or
same.
black because
Cool.
we all doing the
What
same
hold
thing.
up. When are
But
we
we are
gonna hold
caught in the
up? You
system.
tell me this. When is black people other even running up in so-called white people houses, snatching them out, taking them to court? What black people is doing that? And when you look at it from that aspect, black people. Let's talk about Haitian. Let's talk about Dominican. Let's talk about Africa. Let's talk about uh,
What about them?
what do they all have in common? Africa, Haitian, Jamaica. What do they all have in common?
We all the same, huh?
What do they all have in common?
We all
All
the
the
same,
same as
bro.
what? What
We
same
all
what?
black, bro.
Okay, now, but what is the same thing that all of us dealing with?
The system, huh? We dealing
The
with American
system.
ways, the
Look,
policies, huh?
you call it the system, right? Peace, peace, peace. You call it the system, but what other people besides us who acknowledge ourselves as black is being governed by people outside of who they are? What other people?
Yo, bro, you got to do
No,
a
no,
lot of
don't no. Answer
bro.
my question. Don't you
Listen,
got it?
let me
Don't
tell
you
you
got it?
something, bro.
What
This
other
is where you
what
stuck
other
at,
people?
bro. Let me tell you where you stuck at.
What other people?
A
No,
lot
answer
of
that
other
question
people, bro.
first.
A lot of other ethnic people, bro. That's not black at all in their countries. They being governed, bro. They going
By
through
who?
it. Look,
By
by
their
their own
own.
government, by their
By
own
their
regime,
own.
bro.
By people
By their
that
own
look like them.
regime.
By
By
people that look like them.
listen, everybody that don't listen. That's a
By people that
system.
look like them.
That's a system, bro. That's a
No,
system. Cause it,
it's a
listen,
systematic mindset that
okay,
you accept of
look.
being
So you
colonized.
yeah, so look at all the people that's in America. They all ran by the same system, bro.
What
They
system?
all fall under the same system. Let me tell you the difference between the situation, bro.
Go ahead.
We don't act on nothing because we don't have that unity, bro. So I don't care what you call yourself. You could call
But
yourself a lot
see,
of things.
then
We
hold
don't
up.
listen.
That's
Look
part
how
of the
many
problem.
groups.
That's
Look
part
how
of the
many groups
problem.
we done called ourselves. Look how many. Now you want to say, let's call
No, we
ourselves
didn't
this.
call us none of that. Know
Ah,
what? That
who?
those names was given to us.
Yeah.
Nigger was given to us. Negro was given to us. Black was given. All of that was given to us. None of it was who we really are. So now we get the
5%
opportunity.
was
Listen,
given to you, I
who?
5%, 5%er. That was given to who gave you that, bro? Who gave you that name, Mark?
I
Being
gave
a Muslim.
myself that name. Sadi Rakim Duhon, I gave
Okay, all
myself.
right.
That
So
came from the
okay,
universe.
so what they said to you didn't apply to you, bro, because you said I'm not that.
That's me.
You said I'm not that. Hold
That's
it, hold
me.
it. You said I'm not that, right? Because of the wordplay, you said I'm not that. That don't define me. I define me.
Okay.
I define me. You understand? That don't define me. So when you got a culture of people that's connected all around the world, like you said, Haitians, black people, Dominicans, black people, Brazilian, black people, European, black people, Chinese, black people. When you got all these people all around the Cubans, black people, when you got all these
Okay.
people all around the world and you want to separate them because of the continent they on or the country they in because they calling themselves
First
that.
of
But
all,
when they hold up, brother, when they come here, they only speak a different language, bro. They only separate by the different language. And when they come to America, everybody fall under the same policy, bro. Why you think the white people, as we describe them, why they ran up on the Capitol, bro? Because that policy they wasn't going for it. They wasn't going for it, bro. They was not gonna hear what's happening right now. They wasn't going for it, bro. So they took a stand. They rushed that shit. They rushed that up. They rushed that
not
policy.
we. They,
They
not we.
policy.
That's
They
that's
rushed the policy, bro. We don't do that actions. We don't take actions, bro. We don't take those actions and separating us
why. Why
and,
don't we? Huh?
or
Why
what?
don't we?
Why don't we?
Right.
Because we've been breeded to hate black. We've been breeded to separate black and get away
What?
from black. We've been breeded
You
to
really
be
believe
like
that?
black.
You
You
really
the
believe
one
that?
said it. You just said it's attached to every negativity. So if it's attached to every negativity, people want to get away from it, right or wrong. Right
No.
or
Wait.
wrong.
No. Just like you said.
Bro, you
Wait,
just
hold up. Hold
contradicting
up. Listen
yourself,
what you
bro.
just said. Listen. Listen what you
You
just said. Hold
contradicted
up.
yourself.
Hold up. No. No. You
Yes,
just said.
yes.
Hold up. Hold up. What I said. I said that people have a perception about black people that is negative. Other than black people love being black. But other people, when they hear the word black, they don't love it. That's not a word that they use that word because you know that word is tied to a mindset and a condition that people have and that
That's your
people be in. Hey,
perception,
listen
huh?
what you just said. Listen what you just hold up. You just said that in the hood, people are clinging to something negative. Why do you think they're clinging to something negative?
They being taught that negativity is success. That's why. They being
And,
taught that
and
negativity
they're
is
being
success,
taught that
bro.
as what? As what?
Everybody, bro, listen.
No, everybody. As what? They're being taught that as
Let me
what?
say this. Let me say why I got a different perspective. I got a different perspective on that, bro, because I had an opportunity to see other things and how other people and other races and
Hold
how
up.
other
Somebody
ethnic
said
people
Asians and Arabs do the same.
and how
Asians. Oh, hold up. Let me interrupt you. Only because Asians and Arabs, at the end of the day, they do business with America on a legal basis, from a country to country. China, they do business. Filipino, they do business with America. Arabia, they do business with America. So they do business. When it comes to America and black people, America crushes them. They stop
no,
black.
bro,
It
listen, let me
crushes
tell you
them.
this,
It crushes. Look what's
bro,
happening to Puffy. And Puffy's not the only one.
bro,
And who's going to be
listen.
next?
We are people that separates from any agenda, and that's what we do. That's what the conversation is about. We
Separate
separate
from.
ourselves, bro.
We don't
And I
have an
don't
agenda.
care.
What is our agenda?
And you could call
What
yourself
agenda
what
are
you
we
want to call
separating from?
yourself. You
What
could call
agenda are
yourself
we separating from?
what?
What
What
agenda are we separating from?
we
What?
separate ourselves from any listen, we want exactly what they have. I'm gonna give you an example. We want we don't call ourselves or we want to classify ourselves, some of us, not all of us, like me, I'm black, bro. You could take it or leave it. That's who I am.
Go
That's it.
ahead.
That
Go
don't
ahead.
mean I apply to this, or I apply to that, or I apply to anything else. I know a lot of black successful people or inventors that identify themselves with that around the whole world, not just
What?
in America, because things are not just happening in America, bro. You have
And
to
this
go
is what
out
I'm
into
telling
the
you.
world and see how people are really, especially when it comes to us. We are not hated around the world, bro. We're not hated in every
Somebody say,
country
somebody said, give it
all
20
around the
more
places,
minutes.
bro.
Somebody said, give it 20 more minutes. We got 10 minutes. Somebody told us to do another 10 minutes. Listen what I'm
Yo,
telling you. I'm
bro,
not
listen.
saying, listen what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that people around the world hate us.
You
I'm
just said
saying,
that.
no, I said we're being used around the world. In Jamaica, you talk about, I ain't been to, went to Jamaica. Know who running Jamaica? Chinese. They run in Jamaica. So what's going on here is going on all around the world, around what
And
people
why you
that's
think that
connected.
is? Why you think that is?
Because you look at black as something that connects us. I look at it as something that separates us. I think
No,
it separates us more than
listen.
connects us.
Okay, so you got the key that's gonna separate us all by identifying all of us as something
No,
else. That's
no,
gonna
see,
that's
no,
gonna
no. This
that's
is,
gonna
hold
change
up.
my
So
attitude and bring us all together, and we're gonna
this is
stop
what I'm
crime.
saying. This is what
That
I'm
doesn't
saying.
make sense,
Hold
huh?
up. Look, I'm a logical person. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little emotional now because this is something really serious. And
Like the brother
as
said, capital.
and
Blacks are
hold up.
loved around the world, bro.
Listen what I'm saying to you. Having love and having power is two different things.
Well, that's on us. That's
Okay.
the see. You think it's
Okay.
you think
And you
you
just
give
said,
America too much power. You give them too
no,
much power.
hold up,
You give them a lot of
hold up.
power, bro. You
No,
do. You give them,
no,
and you
you're using
degrade
damn
us
lie.
like we don't have no power unless we
You
have this.
don't. What
With
power you got?
unity,
What
with
power
you.
you
Listen,
got?
let me tell you right now. Okay, look.
What power
You
you
talk
got?
about a treaty, right? You talk about a treaty, right? Without the people being unified, it's garbage. You don't go nowhere. You need
So
the black people. Hold it. You need the
if
black people who you talking about to acknowledge that for it to be an effect. You need the people.
listen,
So 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 so
we've
without
made it
so even
clear.
though you got
What?
that, without unity, you have nothing. And that's the
Okay.
key. So we can't be dividing ourselves
I'm not.
by these
Listen,
little
what I'm saying.
identifications, bro.
You
I'm
misconstruing.
listening to what you're saying.
You
And I
no
and
you
you always say that
okay.
about black owned. And then
Okay,
you try
because
to slip it in there. You try to slip it in there,
listen,
bro.
no, listen, because you are so connected to black, and it touches you almost like when you talk to a Christian about Jesus, it touches you in that such a manner to the point where logic goes out the window. I
And
already
you're the
said,
opposite.
hold
And
up,
you're the opposite.
listen to me.
You're all being used. It's a matter of good, not a matter of race. We have the we have an endless class who love the nonsense. That's right.
A
That's
class.
right.
Okay, so let's think about this. Let's take it down. Let's really look.
So we don't gotta keep
Hold
saying
up,
black, man.
listen. I already came to the conclusion we can use black as
We can
how
use
we
black
a description. It's a description. Really, when you look at it, what do black really? Black is used for to describe a skin
to
tone. Let's
describe
be
a
real.
situation of a people here in America
A skin tone.
and around the world.
Okay, so if it, but she, when I say a situation, you don't like my view on a situation, but you can say a situation, but
Because you try to
it's
make it
different.
look like we are being you try to
You
make it
being
you try to
played, you
tie it
being
into
hung, you
you
being
try to
duped.
tie it into like America has us in a and not systematically. America has us in such a way when we have ourselves in a such a way. So you're not getting away from a
Look,
policies in place. Been there for years. Okay, those policies is there. It's us, bro. We have to start
first of
acknowledging.
all, first of
We got
all,
to start
see,
acknowledging
see,
our
you know
own
what it's like.
actions, bro.
You
You
know
got to
what it's
take
like.
accountable for your own actions.
Listen, we already speaking about us. We already dealing. We got to deal with us, and I'm. That's why we do the show about relationships, behavior, and all of that, because I'm aware that we got to deal with us. However, there's still another element that I'm not overlooking that many of you say, oh, that's just the way it is. No, it don't have to be that way. At the end of the day,
Nobody ain't say that's the way it is.
you
It's your
just basically
perception of
said,
it. That's
you said
it's
it's a
your
system. It's a
it's
system. It's a
the
system. That
system.
means you
Listen,
accept the system. If the
I
system
didn't say
kick you
I
in your
accept the
butt, you
system,
accept
bro.
it.
The system is in place. It's like when you go A, B, C, D, E, knowledge,
And who
wisdom,
taught you that?
understanding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who
That's how
taught you
you
that?
gotta go. And the first thing is to do, bro, is to acknowledge the majority of people around the world who identify themselves with what they identify themselves with to connect to the rest of the world. Rather, in that, you got negative and you got positive. But we have to recognize ourselves as a group of a whole people. If you look at
I don't
time
disagree with
again,
you. We're not
the
in
time and time
disagreement with
again,
that.
this what
We're not
happened.
in
This what's
disagreement with
happened,
that.
bro. I remember we was growing up with the Rastafarians. Remember? The Rastafarians.
I
When we was
not.
growing up with the Rastafarians, bro, back in the day, man, when they was remember we the kung fu glees and everything else, bro. Everybody was studying everything. Marcus Garvey, Clarence 13X Smith, everybody was trading knowledge of everything, bro. We were
Okay.
sitting around each other, acknowledging. We'll go to NY, sit down with them, acknowledge, change information. Yo, these
And
the
that's
lessons.
great.
They
And
change
I'm
their
for that.
lessons. We all recognize as one. You understand? We get to a point where we start identifying ourselves as something different. Something different. This is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this is why when he came out with the message to the black man, he kept it in the gospel form. Why did he keep it in the gospel form? Because that's what the
Okay.
people understood at the time. So he had to speak the language that the people understood to get them to make the
Stop.
transition.
Hey,
He couldn't come at them with a different
stop trying
language
to
they
minimize the
understand, bro.
intelligence of the people. Stop trying to minimize the intelligence of the people that you got to
How
talk to.
minimize
Because
that,
you're
bro?
talking about at the end of the day, you just talking about using black to bring us together. But at the end of the day, people acknowledge themselves as black, but there's other things that separate them more so than their nationality. A nationality, some legal term. People are separated because they're Muslim. People are separated because they're Christian. People are separated because they're blood. People are separated because they're Crips.
And you know
So
what?
all of this is
Isn't that
black
their
people
choice?
separated.
Isn't
So
it?
don't tell
Hold
me
up.
the
Isn't
bullshit that black
isn't
is keeping us together. It's
isn't it?
bullshit.
Isn't that
It's
isn't
bullshit.
that
It's
their
not
choice?
keeping us
Isn't
together.
that their choice, bro? Isn't that
No,
their choice?
black is not keeping us together. You're trying to make the argument that black is
Yo,
keeping
you
us
trying?
together.
Listen,
It's
I
not.
ain't listen, bro. I
You
ain't
trying
say
to
black is
defend
what's
black,
keeping us
and
together.
I'm not against being black.
You gotta acknowledge what you're saying, bro.
What?
I ain't saying black is keeping us together. You want to start telling people something else without connecting the people as one unity. You got the brother. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. It's like what the parliament is
You keep
doing right.
saying
Hold on, it's like what the
what?
parliament is doing right now, bro. They ain't disregarding nobody. They introducing something, but they ain't taking nothing away from nobody.
So
They
I
letting
just
the
told
people.
you, I'm not trying to take it away.
Every time you speak, you take it away, bro. You just
Why?
acknowledging what you're saying.
Why?
When you finish,
Because I'm telling you
rewind
the
it, and
truth of
look at
how
it,
it's
bro.
connected to us. Because I'm telling you the truth of how it connected to us. I'm not
It
taking it
it's
away.
bro.
All I'm doing
It's
is putting you up on game so you can peep the game that's being played on you because you acknowledge yourself as black. I'm not trying to take it away from you. I'm just trying to put the knowledge in
okay.
your
Okay.
head
Let
so
me
you
ask you this,
see.
bro. Let me ask
That's
you this,
all I'm doing,
Mister No.
so
Let me
that you
ask
can
you this.
see that,
Let,
okay, you can call yourself black until the day. We used to say, all we got to do is stay black and die. That was a saying. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying to everybody who acknowledge themselves as black, we are more than black. That's all I'm saying. You don't got to stop being
why
black
they
if you
saying
don't want to.
they not more than that? This is what I'm saying with you. Why you think they don't think they more than that, bro? What
It's
makes you
not
think that
because
they don't think they more than that?
listen, it's not. It's a point of, as a black person, there's a certain level that you can get. You're not going to get beyond that level because it's in the system. for you to be at a certain level. You see
So
it.
you saying a
You see
system
it.
can't be overthrown?
System, if the system can be overthrown, sure it can. Let's do it legally. Let's do it by who our ancestors was. Let's take our ancestry history prior to slavery and
But
use that
that
along with
ancestor
black.
history you talking about
Use
only
that
go back
along
to
with
a
black.
certain date. That only go back to a certain date, bro.
Look, how far do you black go back to you? When did you
Since
start
the
hearing
beginning
about
of
being
time.
black? When
Since
did
the
you start
beginning
hearing
of
about
time,
being
bro.
black? No,
Since
you
the
start
beginning of
hearing
time.
about, all right, before you was telling me it started in the 60s. So you black and
I
then
said
and you
identifying
know
an
what we were?
action
Hold up. You know what we were before we were black? You know what people would call us? Like somebody mentioned the Arabs. You know what the Arabs call us? Nubians. Nubians, not black. We the fools. They making a sucker out of us. Us Americans. American black people. All black people ain't the same as us over here. They come over here. Why, when they come over here, they're not coming in our communities building with us? Why?
because we you know why? Because it's the way our attitude is, bro. It's the way our attitude is. We don't identify with them. We identify as something else. We
Because you
identify as
don't know
something
who
else.
you are. You how
We
you
identify
what do you
when they come
identify
over
as?
here. We
American.
don't say we're the
You
same.
identify as
Talk
an
to
American.
African brothers. Talking to Brazilian brothers. Talking to the Cuban brothers. Talk to Colombian brothers. They,
You
we, they,
identify as what? American.
we
African American, right?
identify ourselves as something else. We
Right.
do that.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you why, but you keep saying it's not.
Yeah, but you're saying if we identify ourselves as this, you know what I'm saying? We identify ourselves by a way of actions, bro. By a way of action.
Somebody just said they don't identify with us. You know why? Because they know who the heck we really are, and we keep walking around with our blinders on like we don't see.
Brother, from what I've seen out there, man,
And see, we are Americans. Somebody saying we're Americans. And at the end of the day, why were we the only Americans who had to fight for citizenship? Think about that. And this is it. It's about it today. You know what I mean? We got it. We got to end it here. Well,
in this
somebody
country.
said they wanted another 10 minutes. I'm gonna do that for the viewer. We got another 8 minutes. We'll do the 10 minutes for the
Brother,
viewer.
listen, I know what you're trying to say. And let me clarify this, bro. Here in America, okay, all that is against us, all that's happening on the negative and the positive side. We seeing a lot of different transitions take place here in America. We see some taking place right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the temple of hip hop. You feel me? Which is a culture, which is building a culture and identifying us in a whole different aspect, in a whole different manner, right? As a and being governed, as going to be governed, right? So when you take and still us black people, it's a description to that people know. It's something that people know. Okay, not saying nigger, bitch, my homie, blood, crip. No, black people, black people
And and
across the
and
globe. No matter where you go,
and,
no
and,
matter
and
where you
that's
go,
okay. And
black
that's
people.
okay.
Listen, I'm saying what,
Go ahead.
bro. Can I
Go
finish?
ahead.
Black people across the globe. So it goes a power beyond just a description, a power beyond just a description, bro. Just because they apply some negativity to it or anything else, like any other ethnic group that they might don't be broadcasting. That happens in every ethnic group, bro. That
That
be
that
happening
that
in
what?
every ethnic group.
That what? In every ethnic group, in every place that you name that call themselves black, I guarantee you they are dealing with some type of discrimination and some type of disgruntleability in the countries they at. Whether it's Brazilian, whether it's in Africa, they're dealing with some discrimination by being black. They're being mistreated and undertreated and not being treated equal in every
Okay, you
country
know
they're in.
what? I'm gonna look for that piece and I'm gonna bring it to you
What?
because that's not true.
That what?
That's not true, bro. That's
What?
not true at
That
all.
that what?
That's what
What's
you
not
just
true?
said is not true at all. It's not true, bro.
So you saying that there's many black places like Brazil where people with darker skin are not feeling less than.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
bro.
you saying people in Dominican Republic are not feeling less than. People
Yeah,
in
bro.
Cuba are not feeling less than.
Only when the oppressors is going after them, but not just they not feeling less than like you're making it seem like just because they're black, bro.
See, and,
See,
and the
you're
thing,
putting that
see,
under.
you're
See,
misunderstanding. You're
no, this is
misunderstanding
what I'm
what I'm
trying to tell
saying.
you. That system apply to anybody, bro, and everybody, not just us, bro.
Listen
That
what I'm
system
saying.
apply to anybody and everybody. But I understand what you're saying. It's a
what?
way out of it if we apply ourselves to this. But before you didn't do that, you need the black people.
And I don't have a problem with the black people just knowing. All I want them to do is know. I don't
No,
want them to take.
yeah, but
Look, because
you
the,
can't
the
have a
thing is,
people
the
knowing
thing is,
something if you
look.
knocking them.
What? I'm not knocking the black people. I'm knocking a system that has been designed around black people. At the end of the day, white people fall victim to the same type of system, but it benefits them a little bit more because the system was designed to uplift them. The same system that's designed is to put black people down. We already know that, and I don't know why it's so difficult that I'm not doing this. This is not me. I didn't create the system. I'm just striving to help us come together so we can be able to deal with the
I
system
see
the
that
way
black. I
the
see
way we
now
should
today.
be able
I
to
see
deal with it.
black people that's been fighting that system, and I see them running for the hills, and I see that system changing through over the years. I've seen that system change drastically, where black people have made a lot of accomplishments in this
Oh
country
man, you
and did
sound
a whole
you
lot of
you
things,
you you,
brother.
you yeah.
And
You know
and
what? You
and
sound you
and
sound like
and that's fact, man. That's fact, bro.
a lot of what? At the end of the day, when they decide, when the government decide, no matter what, if they decide to come and get you, none of us won't be able to say jack shit. All right. So we haven't come a long way. So
You
until
you
we
you.
hold up, until we able to, if they come after us, for us to have a government behind us to say, hold up, we not
Yeah.
doing, we
Okay.
not we not letting it go down like that. We not
All
letting it
right.
go down like that. We, as the regular American people, don't have the wherewithal to do it. Even if we are unified, we still underneath the jurisdiction of America. So they always will have a right over us until we acknowledge. Look, we can accept black as what a description of who we are. They don't. People don't have to give up black, but accept something else that we choose for ourselves. We choose it for ourselves. We now each black person get the chance to choose whether they want to be what their ancestors were. They get to choose. I'm not trying to force it on them. I'm just trying to give them a view of how it is when how we're being looked at in the perception of other individuals in power that happen to call themselves white or European. They always
Yo.
they always keep listen, and I'm not talking about. I'm saying the ones in power. And I'm not talking about your average person that walk the street that's white. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the government that comes down and laws that were put together for the purpose of being able to take rights from black people. The whole Jim Crow thing. Why was it a Jim Crow thing? Why was it people that was black had to go through the back? You know, all of this stuff. Oh, we made some progress. Progress, you know what real progress to me is? When we have a government and we can say to them, look, you're violating our laws. That's real progress to me.
Yo.
Other than that,
Well,
anything
how do
other
you
than
think?
that is
How do you
bullshit.
think? How you think they could go to Haiti, Jamaica, and these other countries that has a Africa that has black dominance?
You know
How you
why?
think they could go
You know
there
why?
and
You
take
want
it
me to
over
tell you
like that?
why? Want me to tell you why?
Yeah.
Because they gave them those names too. Africa wasn't called Africa. So how the heck is you gonna be an African when the Europeans gave that land that
So you
name?
think just because they got a name, they being taken over because what they calling themselves?
Look, they're
That's
being
what you're
taken
saying.
over. They're being taken over. They're being manipulated because at the end of the day, one of the most powerful people in the world is so stubborn and so hard-headed and so
One other powerful people.
one
One other
what
powerful people.
listen what I'm saying. The rest of them powerful, but when you're missing a link, you can't be as powerful as you can be.
Bro,
So we're the
who
missing
trying to
link.
take Africa right now?
We're
Who
the
you
missing
just
link.
said you went to Jamaica? Who's trying to take
I
over
told you
Jamaica?
who's running Jamaica.
Okay, so now you have these powerful five power company countries, right? So that's because if you start looking at it, these are the people who's taking over these all the countries that got the resources. These are the people who taking it over. These are the wars. These are the places that being taken over, right?
And
So
how are they
now
taking over?
what?
They're taking
How?
over. They're taking
Bro,
over
listen.
because listen, they're taking
They
over
being
there.
taken over because they're not following no rules and regulations, bro.
Come
They
on,
going over
stop
there
it,
killing
stop it,
and
stop it,
slaughtering
stop it,
people,
stop
bro.
it, stop it. They're doing the
Man, all right,
same shit.
yo,
Listen,
you
they're
you you
doing the
got to do
same
more
thing.
research,
Listen,
because you
no,
ain't up
no,
on it.
come
You
on.
not up on it, man. You
Who
trying
they
to
got
tell me,
killing?
bro?
Okay, who do they got killing for them?
Who,
You
bro?
research, your
Oh,
research.
listen,
Who do they
and
got killing for them?
that's right. It's always us, right?
Okay
It's
then.
always us,
All right
right?
then. All right
Okay,
then.
so if
So it's
listen,
black
so
working. It's black working. Hell no,
yo,
it ain't
listen,
working.
listen. So okay, so if you feel like that, where is we going to get support? If we against us and those powers are against us, where are we going to get when we hold
You
it now
keep
in the terms of all right, in the terms of facing court and going and to get rights and to do the paperwork and to do it in a legal manner to be governed, where are we going to get that support?
What do you mean? Where you gonna get your support? The support
Where you going to get the support?
at the end of the day, you get the support from all of those. You know that black is really separating us from being the Moroccan Empire. That's what it's really doing. Because prior to all those other names, it came under the Moroccan Empire. And we were all considered Moroccans. We were all considered Moors. So the black came into play to manipulate that. And it's doing a great job. And all those people that you name, they know who we are. And long as we keep saying we black, they ain't gotta acknowledge that because all of them
So
signed the
you're
treaty.
saying
So
the
all of
people who
them
know
know
who
who
we
you are.
are letting us be in our same condition. So that's what
Why
you're
wouldn't
saying.
they? Why wouldn't they?
So we should be a part of a people that's watching us get slaughtered.
What are you talking about being
You
part of a
you
people?
just said those
No, hold
people
up. What
know
I
who we
said was
are.
be your own people. Be your
Hold
own
on, you
people.
just said, you just said the Moroccan Empire. They know
Moroccan
who we
Empire.
are. So you saying that they're in a position, but they're watching us get slaughtered.
Why wouldn't they? Why
So
wouldn't
you
they?
want us
Well,
to be a part of a
because
people
listen,
that's
listen, listen,
watching us get slaughtered.
listen, listen.
I'm
If
just, bro, this is what you said. You said,
let me
why wouldn't it?
okay,
So you're
listen
saying
why.
we need to be a part of a people and call of
A part
ourselves
of who?
a
Who you talking
people
about? A
that's
part of what
watching us
people?
get slaughtered.
What people? Who you talking about? A part of what people?
Bro, I'm saying what you're saying. You just said the Moroccan Empire. That's what you said,
Okay,
right?
so a part of
Okay,
what
so
people?
now
What
you
people are
said
you
they know
talking
who
about?
we are, right? You
What
said
people
they
are you
know who we
talking about?
originally are, right? Right?
What people are you talking about?
You said the Moroccan Empire know who we are.
No, I didn't say the Moroccan
You just
Empire.
said that, bro.
I see you just misconstrued what I said as you've been doing earlier. I
You said
said to
people
you,
all over
no,
the other
listen,
world,
no,
they know who we
listen what
are.
I said to you. I said all of those people who you named who was coming down on black people in other countries know who we are. I said
Do
they
the
know who we
Moroccan
are.
people know who we are?
The Moroccan people, of course they know. And they're doing the
Okay.
same thing. They're doing the same thing too. They're trying to keep the indigenous people there from realizing who they are by disguising it as black. And the thing is, what I'm saying to you is people can stay black as long as they want to stay black. I'm not trying to take black away from them. I'm trying to give them some more. Something else that our ancestors so that we can connect with our ancestors. That's all. so we can connect with our ancestors and be in our rightful place as rulers. We all say we kings and queens. Many of us say we kings and queens. Okay, let's govern
I have to
ourselves.
do.
And like I said to you, and I
I
said
got to
to
do
you
more
before,
research on it,
who
bro.
govern Chinese? Who govern Chinese?
Chinese govern Chinese.
Who govern Russia? Who govern Russia?
Russia's govern Russia.
Who govern black people?
It depends on where they at, because you got Chinese governing black people, you got Russians governing black, you got Egyptians governing black people, you got a lot of things going on around the world, bro. You got the
Okay,
powerful countries, you got the
stop right
powerful
there.
countries
Stop right there. Stop
that's
right there. You
attacking
answer
all
my
of us,
question.
bro.
Hold up. You answer my question. Why are black people not the only people that are governing themselves around the world?
Because we
Why are
separate
other people
ourselves, bro.
governing them?
Because we separate ourselves, bro. We call
Stop
ourselves too many
Come
different
on,
groups,
man.
and we
Stop
go
it.
in too
Stop
many
it.
different
Stop trying
directions,
to take the
bro.
easy way out. Stop trying
Bro,
to take
that's
the
not the
easy way
easy
out.
way out. You don't
At the
agree
end
with
of the
that?
day, we
If
haven't
you don't agree with that, then why are you saying we need to come together to be these type of people?
what I'm saying to you is at the end of the day, what we are acknowledging ourselves is doing more separation than more unity. That's what I'm saying. It's separating us more than unifying us, and many of us don't even see it. That's the thing that I'm saying. Because you said all of these people acknowledge themselves as black all around the world. And one thing they have in common is the same thing that black people have here going on, being governed by people outside of themselves. So if you govern by people outside of yourselves, what are you? Is that strength or is that a
Bro,
weakness?
you
Is that a
think that
strength or the weakness?
you
Like you
think that's
said, I
because
gave
of the
America
you
too
so
much
you
power.
think
You give other
hold on, let me
people too
tell you
much
something,
power.
bro. Okay, listen, man. And then this is what I'm gonna say. You claiming a people or saying that we are part of a people that have so much strength. And this is 2024, and you saying they have so much strength, right? And I don't see no strength. Where is it at? Where's that at?
So the strength is once we realize we got to get out of our emotions. See, being strong don't necessarily help you win fights. I've beaten many cats that were stronger than me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about being strong. Strength don't give you power. Intelligence and laws give you power. What happens to us? What is the major
In
thing?
my
Hold up. What is
opinion,
the major thing that keeps us in line? Is laws. The
in
laws
my
keep us in line.
opinion, this is only
Go ahead.
my opinion. In my opinion, the people that's listening, they could respond and see what they say about this. Uh, Separation comes from people not understanding knowledge of themselves. And when you give people a knowledge of themselves, you got to start on the level that they're on. You can't take them to another plane, or even first you got to get them
Stop
to a certain
belittling the
position.
people.
You got to get the people to a certain position. I'm not belittling. It's a fact. You got to get people. This is why we run from things, because and you can see that throughout time. It defines itself. You can see it when people don't understand things because we give it to them in not in the right format or not in the right form. So it's like a group. You got a group of people that could cling to the negativity because they know how to deliver it to them. They know how to deliver that to the people. They know how to make you think and know positive, but then you do something negative. They know how to make you think like that. We don't do that. We don't know how to get with the people on the level that they on, give them the knowledge and start taking them from knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and climb the ladder.
Somebody just said this is the best show they seen us do.
They don't climb that ladder. We
Who
don't
don't
let them
what don't
climb
climb
that
what
ladder.
ladder?
We
What do you
hold
mean?
it. You this when you have and it is a connection, whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
What?
And I
Meaning
don't think
what?
the people defined it like you defined it. I don't
No,
think
they
they
don't. I
defined it
already
like you
know that.
defined it,
I know
because
that.
it's like it's like if you want to introduce something, bro, you gotta get that masses of people know if you think they grabbing black people, make them do something negative. How they doing it? How they
Of course,
how do
they
they
being
make us?
tricked. They being
How
tricked.
okay,
They
so
being gamed.
you
So
have to take that
I
same
want them to
blueprint.
peep the
You
game
have to
though.
take that same blueprint and you have to apply that because it works.
I
You
mean,
have to
I'm
apply that because it works. See
see
what
the
we do,
difference.
we trying to invent a different will to get to the people. You can't invent a different will because they know how to mind. They study the mind. They know how it functions. They know what's going to be attractive and everything else. That's what you got to do.
Well,
You
what
got to know
happens?
how to
What? Hold
attract the
up.
people, not distract the
Then
people,
what
bro.
happens? Then what happens to real recognize real? What happened to
That
that
is real,
phrase?
recognizing real. What are you
Okay,
talking
so if
about?
you being real with the people, the see, unfortunately, what you're doing, you're sugarcoating that people have gotten so used to being lied to when they hear the
It
truth,
ain't that,
they
bro.
don't
Listen,
recognize.
how do you
They
learn
don't
the
recognize
alphabet?
because they've been
How do
lied
you
to
learn
so
your
much.
numbers? How do you learn your numbers? How do you learn knowledge, wisdom, understanding? How do you learn 120? How do
Study.
you learn the
You
degrees?
study.
How do you learn the
You
scrolls?
study.
One by one.
You
You
study.
don't jump over here and bring it
I'm
to
not.
them.
Listen. What?
You
What?
don't
Hold
jump
up.
over
I
here,
didn't.
bring it to them and say,
But
this is ain't
hold
what
up.
you is.
Hold up. Listen what I
This ain't
said.
what you is.
Listen.
This be
No.
this.
No. Because you basically told them, hold on to black. Don't
That ain't
let.
what I
I'm
said, bro.
not trying to
I'm like
listen.
this.
What I'm trying to
Listen,
say. I'm
I
not
ain't
trying to.
listen.
All I'm
I'm saying
saying to
hold
them,
on to each other that identify themselves as black.
I'm
Let's hold
cool
on to
with
each
that.
other and let's move as a unit. Let's
I'm
move
cool
as
with
a
that.
group.
I'm
Let's
cool
move
with
as a
that.
group.
I'm cool with that. But in order for me to bring this to fruition, I got to be honest with the people. I got to let them know that being black, they being played. I got to let them know that. And if, it may sound
See,
harsh.
that's
It may
belittling the
sound
people.
harsh.
You don't
It
think the
ain't
people
belittling the people.
understand that,
Listen,
bro?
I done got played. I got played.
You don't
I
think
done got
people know
played
that?
too.
What you just came in the floor to know you being played and when you 60 years old, bro? You ain't
Bruh,
realized that when you was
bruh.
young?
The bottom line is I always knew we was getting played, but I never had the information that could help us to stop getting played. But now I got the
So,
information
and
that can
that's
help
the
us
key.
stop getting played.
See, information can ruin something if it ain't displayed properly. See,
Well,
that's
we
the thing.
already
See,
evict. We
now hold up.
already aware of that.
Now
We
we get
already
now
aware of that. We
now
already
now
being.
now
We
now
already
see,
aware of
this is
that.
a part of the conversation when you go, you say I'm emotionally tied. You emotionally are tied because you're not understanding the fact it's a way, it's a platform to display something.
And you
And
know what
that
and know
pronunciation,
what I want
that
you to
that
do. Know what
pronunciation
I
that
want
be
you to
saying
do.
like you
Listen. Know what
make
I
it seem
want you to
like
know.
black people is just like
Know what
we
I would
ain't
like
woke
you to
up.
do. Know what I would like
We
you to
ain't woke.
do. Instead of telling me how I can do it, finesse it and show me how I should be saying it to them.
I'm telling you
Finesse.
now because I don't know what you on. Like I told you, I said I gotta study that. I can't jump into that. I gotta study. I gotta know where they at, where they came from, and what the continent. Because when I told you they came from Africa, you said it ain't a country. I'm like, they all came from that continent, bro. They
Well,
all came
I
from that
told you.
continent,
I told
and they
you.
all wasn't dark people, bro. They all
We all
wasn't
not
dark
dark
people.
now.
So
We not all
hold
dark
up,
now.
bro.
Is we
So
all dark now?
and hold up.
I mean,
They
be
all
real.
wasn't dark, and they wasn't. And look, so by them not being dark, right? And by them calling themselves Moroccans and they not calling themselves black, right? They're a small group of people over here.
They were called black Moors at one time.
Okay?
Some of them.
They're a small group of people over here, right? So now they took the black off Moors. They disconnect themselves with everything else. When you said black Moors, I'm interested. It's something you inviting me to. It ain't something else. I'm totally blind. I don't know what it means. But you saying more. So I'm like, okay, now you're saying black more. So now I'm like, oh, what is this? Now I'm interested because black is on there because I know that's got something to do with the culture that we've been, the
That you've been
history and
raised in and
everything else that's
upbringed and
tied.
all. Yeah.
So now I'm interested in it. But when you
Okay.
eliminate that, now I'm like, what is he talking about?
No,
So it's a
black
way,
Moor.
it's a
And why do you take it as I'm eliminating black when I'm
it's
just
your
saying
expression, it's
facts?
how you say things,
I'm
bro.
saying, but it's factual. The stuff that I'm saying to you is not lies.
But
We're
listen,
not
the
being played as black people. We know
bro,
that.
bro,
We know that. So we gotta accept that. We can't sugarcoat that we being played. Come on, man. You hear you Taraji P. Henson sitting up there. as a black woman, I got to go through this. Terrence Howard, as a black man, I got to go through this. So
Not for
come
nothing,
on.
bro. Listen, see, I don't want to get into that, bro, but let me tell you something about all that. As for nothing, all of them signed the contract. All of them went forward to what they was doing, and then you want to cry afterwards. So, see that entertainment business, that's something different. Hold up, bro. Everybody made a decision to do what they have to do, and they did it. So once you make that decision and you want adjustments to come after that, bro, hey man, this is the business, man.
And that's what
Know what
black
you
that and
know
that's
what
how
you
black people
signing
do, right? And
and
that's how
read what
black
you
people
signing.
do, right? That's how they do. That's how black people do. You sign the contract, you on your own. That's how black
No,
people
it
do,
ain't
right?
like no, it ain't. Listen, it's like this. You using those people, those intelligent people, right? That's in the field that has expensive lawyers and everybody to look over what they want. Then they say, "I'm gonna make the decision," and they go with it. Then they come back and they complain. They ain't say somebody forced me. They say, "I feel I should have did this. I feel." I should have had this. I feel I should have did that. Well, we feel you should have negotiated that in your paperwork.
And that's the key word. See? Now look what you just said. That's the key word about the paperwork. You just brought it full circle now. That's what we will have the paperwork to negotiate better.
With
That's what we
who?
would do to be able to be as Moors. We will be able to reclaim our true identity and put the proper paperwork
How
together
about
so that we
as
can.
black people, we could become on this policy that the Moors have, and as black people, we'll be identifying as such, and we can approach that like that. As black people, we could all come together and regain that black on top of that Moor, instead of it being separated, and I'm a Moor and you're being black, and we over here and we over there.
Well,
As a
that's like that's
whole,
that's like you being an American and saying that you want to be a American more. You know what I mean?
how?
You're American
When
more
how, bro? Because listen,
because
in order
because
to get the people, listen, in order to get the people over to where you want to take them, bro, how you gonna identify with them?
listen, what the identity is. The identity is really more Moroccan more. That's the identity. Whether people want to accept it or
How
not.
many people know that?
Hold up. Okay, this is all I'm saying. Now your description is black. That's a description. It describes who you are. And as you said, it also describes certain conditions that come along with that name, with that description. Certain conditions come along with that description. And that's all I've been pointing out, that black is tied to certain conditions, whether we want to accept it or not, because otherwise we wouldn't be here trying to get people to open their minds up to something different. If everything was coochie crunch, we wouldn't even be here talking because everybody
Bro,
would be good.
we're talking now because the world is evolving and it's changing drastically. And you have a many groups that is coming identifying themselves as original Asiatic. All right. Coming to the forefront to say we don't want these policies no more. We ain't going up
Okay.
under this. You even seen as they identify themselves as a white group when an attack to another white group and said, whatever you getting ready to write in that policy, we ain't going for it. We're
So
not
and there
standing
and,
for it.
and there you go.
Okay.
So
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 so there
so
you go.
so at the end of the day, it's like the people you invite is in my whole thing is like this, bro. And that's what it is. It's the vibration and the frequency that you send out to everybody else that's in the vibe and in the frequency. How do we get that over? How do we
Stay.
acknowledge them to come over? You know what I'm saying?
Well, ask the people. Ask the people. Ask them. Don't ask me. Ask the people. How can we get y'all to come over? And we're
He
not trying
said,
to take black from you.
CH
We're
said,
not trying to
first you
take
take
black
over
from
the
you. Don't
block. First you take over the block, then you build
take.
the city, then the state, then the country. Then we build. And that's supporting each other. Because what happens is it's it's way late in the game to cause any more separation amongst the people. I don't care how they identify themselves as.
Listen.
We have to move as a culture of people that's been under this regime, being used and
Oppressed,
abused
oppressed,
and
oppressed,
unloved
being
for
oppressed.
and being oppressed. We have to take that same people that identify themselves so they know who they are. We can't separate ourselves
I,
from that,
I
even
don't
though
see why
we
you
know
keep
who we
thinking.
are.
I don't see why you keep thinking I'm trying to say people can't call themselves black no more. I'm just letting you know what it comes with. That's all. You make the decision whether you want to call
That's
yourself black or not.
that,
I'm just not. I'm being real with the people of what black comes with,
and I
and
think
most people
I
that's
don't think you
black
should.
know that it
I
comes
like I
with
said,
certain
I
things.
think that presentation, bro, is not how
Okay,
you're going to present that.
so
I don't think how you're
tell
going to
me,
be
you know
present
me,
that, bro.
you know me since we was 10 years old. How
It-
my presentation has been?
bro, it ain't right all the time. You're not
Okay,
right all the time.
this is what I'm saying. But
Yeah, so like then that's what
so
I'm telling you. I'm
you
like,
like
listen, I understand what you're saying, bro. I ain't going against what you're saying. I'm just going like, and I'm not holding on to something, but I am holding on to. I know in the mind of the people, bro, like where
uh,
they at right now. It's like this, man. If you want to change the frequency of something, you got to come in on that frequency, and you got to start sending that vibration on the frequency they on.
all right.
It's like
So
blending the
look, I'm
record.
open.
It's
I'm
like
open.
blending it. Then you
I'm,
gotta blend it in
so
and get them used to that. And
like
then you start adding more, and then you start adding a little more. It's like blending them in, bro. All right, man.
somebody what they said about the citizenship looked like somebody looked it up.
It say get dual citizenship to Greenland. There's less than 60K people there. To me, black means beautiful life and culture. That's what Deanna said. She said BLAC, that means beautiful life and culture. You know what I'm saying? So people identifying certain things, they're not identifying it. They're not saying they're not being oppressed. People are not saying they're not going through a system. They're not saying they identify us and they put us in this category. We're not saying that at all, bro. We're not saying that. That ain't what we're saying. We're saying that it's tied into a lot. That identification that they used over the years link us. That's what links us. That's what links us.
So
And if you
before
want to
we
keep that linkage, you got to know how to blend that linkage to
okay
something you introduce and new. To something you just got to know how to blend it.
okay
That's it.
up until probably like the 60s, we were calling ourselves Negroes. They was calling us Negroes. So we wasn't connected through Negroes. They was connected with us through Negroes since the six.
Bro,
This
as
only been
Negroes,
basically
listen,
since our
as Negroes,
generation.
as slaves, bro, we stood together. As slaves, we identified ourselves as slaves and we stood together.
That's a whole nother show. We already over an hour and a half. We gonna get into that, man. We'll get into that tomorrow. That whole slave thing, because I got some stuff about that too. That's a
Yeah,
bunch
and
of
I got
crap too.
you
That's
know
a
what? And
bunch
I'm
of
about to
crap
do
too.
some stuff to bring it to you, bro, because
Well, go
you
ahead,
got to
get the
bring it
study
right,
on. Get
man.
the study on. That's what I want you to do, because if it's gonna work, then you may be the person to be able to. You may have to be. What was it? Moses and Aaron, and Moses said he needed Aaron because he wasn't so good with the wordplay. You may have to give him the wordplay because I'm gonna give it to him straight, raw, uncut. I'm not
Well,
even
all
trying
right,
to take
Mac
it down.
Daddy.
I'm gonna give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give it to him. They
One
go.
seven in the house.
That's
One
what's going.
seven in the house, man.
Shit. That's what's going.
Yo, the ad came out and shot.
That's what's gonna happen, man.
Yo, KD, man, the ad came up out of you, bro. Like, yo.
So,
Ah!
so
I'm the lad.
thank y'all for watching. We enjoyed having you guys. Tune in tomorrow, where we're gonna keep this conversation going, man, because this conversation needs to be had. At the end of the day,
At
we
the
got
end
to
of the
do what we
day.
got to do. And I'm not unmindful that we got other issues. So that's why other days we
Right.
talk about our other issues.
Right.
So
Inshallah.
we got it. We got to make this thing holistic at
Right.
the end of the day. So it's not just about one; it's about all coming
It's about
together
all.
and being able to put ourselves in a position that we haven't been in over 200 and something years.
Yeah,
Thank you.
inshallah.
Thank you, see.
Thanks for tuning
Inshallah.
in.
All right. To
Assalamu
the
alaikum, brother.
bar, alaikum salam. I wish you love,
Love.
peace, and happiness.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.